Daily Words of God. There are many things I hope for you to achieve, yet not all of your actions, not everything about your lives, are able to fulfill what I ask. So I have no choice but to come straight to the point and explain to you my will. Given that your discernment is poor, and your appreciation is likewise poor, you are almost utterly ignorant of my disposition and essence. And thus, it is a matter of urgency that I inform you about them. No matter how much you previously understood, regardless of whether you wish to understand these issues, I must still explain them to you in detail. These issues are not entirely foreign to you, yet you lack much understanding, much familiarity with the meaning contained within them. Many of you have only some dim understanding, and a partial and incomplete one at that. To help you to better practice the truth, to better practice my words, I think these are the issues you must be aware of first and foremost. If not, your faith will remain vague, hypocritical, and filled with the trappings of religion. If you do not understand the disposition of God, then it will be impossible for you to do the work you should do for Him. If you do not know the essence of God, then it will be impossible for you to have reverence and fear toward Him. Instead, there will be only heedless perfunctoriness and prevarication, and moreover, incorrigible blasphemy. Although understanding God's disposition is indeed important, and knowing God's essence cannot be overlooked, no one has ever thoroughly examined or delved into these issues. It is plain to see that you have all dismissed the administrative decrees I have issued. If you do not understand the disposition of God, then you will be very likely to offend His disposition. Offending His disposition is tantamount to provoking the ire of God Himself, in which case the ultimate fruit of your actions will be the violation of the administrative decrees. Now you should realize that when you know God's essence, so too can you understand His disposition. And when you understand His disposition, so too will you have understood the administrative decrees. Needless to say, much of what is contained within the administrative decrees touches upon the disposition of God. But not all of His disposition is expressed within the administrative decrees. Hence, you must go a step further in developing your understanding of God's disposition.
If you don't understand God's disposition, then you can't do the work you should for Him. If you don't know God's essence, then you can't revere and fear Him. But there's only carelessness and blasphemy.